Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Clapper Gaming. I am Andrew once again here with Ed.
Hello.
Hello, and we're going to be talking a little bit more general terms today in fandoms. We're not going to be focusing on one particular fandom. We're going to be talking about fandoms in general, and more specifically, I guess, in the generalization of how they have affected us.
Definitely sounds like a good fun to me.
Yeah, for the positive or the negative, of course.
You can't forget the negative. The negative is the fun part.
Yes, the negatives are the fun part. Well, probably the biggest fandom that has kind of popped up in the popular eye lately has been the Brony fandom,
Of
which
course.
we both claim partnership of.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess you could say we're both relatively newer bronies.
About a year for me, yeah.
Yeah. Um, was aware of the show when it came out. Didn't really watch it when it came out.
Right.
But we're not here to talk about how we got into it. We're here to talk about what it has done. For me personally, it's been a kind of just a reconfirmation of everything that I had learned but forgotten from when I was really into anime and manga and all that stuff.
hmm
Because I still go to anime conventions yearly. I just kind of lost flavor for it because it had moved away from everything I had liked, which MLP has kind of brought back into the forefront. It was all about the interpersonal struggles of the characters, and rather than this overarching grand scheme, which is why I always like things like Scried. Oh, God, I love Scried. If you have not watched Scried, go watch Scried. Even in English,
Uh,
it's fantastic.
I'll give it a shot. I promise you
It
that.
is really good. That's why I always prefer things like Scried, because it is literally about this one dude who is just pissed off at everybody and his conflicts as he just wipes out everyone. And he's just angry. That's his thing. But it's like
Sounds like Berserk.
it's a little bit like Berserk, but it's so good because it is more than just one angry dude, but all the other characters play off him so well, and you see glimpse of him through his anger, and those moments are just beautiful. Which
Oh,
is
of
why
course.
which is why I always like that kind of show as opposed to like basically anything to do with Gundam that isn't on Earth. These overarching grand operatic sky battles of these mechs. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck who any of these people are because in the next scene, this guy's probably gonna be dead, and I don't know why we're fighting these people.
It's too awesome to care.
It's just there's too much happening. Like you lose
It's
everything.
it's it's like it's like why Gurren Lagann is such an amazing anime.
Yes.
You
Yep.
lose track of so much throughout the whole series, but in the end, it just claps together and goes, "Oh,
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
it's
Like those three lines in like the fifth episode. Those were important, really?
yep."
Yeah. Like stuff like that's fantastic. But Gurren Lagann, even though it was more like Scried than it was like Gundam.
It was like a mixture of the two.
Yeah, because it was about like five or six characters and their struggle against this superpower, which is more than a superpower clashing with a superpower.
Yeah,
Which those stories aren't. I don't like those kinds of stories.
no, they're too generic and
So
uh, anyway, my turn.
yeah, it's your turn.
Ponies have always been something that I have been a little skeptical of, not because of the whole feminine aspect of the thing that a lot of people attribute to it. I actually knew it was a good show. It was just I hadn't been getting into it because, well, one, I obviously didn't really have the time at the time because I had been doing a lot of like job searching at the time in a place that was not very job friendly. But the moment I got out of that place and moved along, and I started getting into ponies, it really changed my outlook on a lot of things. The morals in the story have definitely played parts in my life, like how
The whole point, the whole point of the show is to give those
explain.
morals and
Yeah,
explain those morals.
yeah,
And
and
the elements of harmony are the elements that people need to ingrain into their lives.
a lot of these lessons modern adults could learn from.
And they have, which is a lot of the adult bronies do.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like these people that knock bronies and ponies in general, they could seriously learn a thing or two about this show
Well,
and from this show.
that's the funny thing is that this show really isn't doing anything different from other children's cartoon shows, other than the fact that it is
Technicolor talking ponies.
Technicolor talking ponies, and it is blessed by the people who did all of my favorite children's cartoons.
Uh, Lauren Faust.
Her, and I think she's married to Tartovsky, right?
No, she's married to Craig McCracken.
McCracken. Those two and
Those two,
Tartovsky
yeah, and
are
Tartovsky.
the superpowers of children's cartoons, as far as I'm concerned.
You can't forget Tara Strong.
She's not a creator; she's just a
No, but she's still a superpower.
okay. I'm talking creative. Those three are the superpowers, and anything they make is going to be good. The thing is they made something that was transcendent of what they were aiming at.
Right.
Like that can be said of, like of any of their cartoons, but for some reason, ponies struck a chord. Because it's not bizarre when I say, "Oh, I liked Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends," or "I liked Powerpuff Girls," or "I liked Dexter's Lab," or "I liked fucking anything else that Tara Strong's ever been in." You know,
Right.
I can like
But
Ben 10 and not be people won't be like, "Ooh, whatever," you know.
like the moment you bring up ponies, it's controversial
It
instantly.
it gets weird because people. This is a point that's been beaten to death. Yeah, it's a children's show for little girls, but the point is the stories they teach are worth knowing. Stories they tell are worth seeing.
Exactly. That is entertaining to an
Yep.
extreme in more ways than just because they're cool technicolor ponies that sing.
Yeah.
It's the moral lessons are entertaining because they're true. People can learn
P-
from them. I actively learn
p-
from them.
And the thing is that it strikes a chord with me because a lot of these folks that are making these are people my age.
Yeah.
Are like they've seen the shows I grew up with. So they're making this show for children, but it's with the mentality of I want to watch this too, which is why I believe the show has turned out the way it is. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
at the end of Elements of Harmony Part Two, there's a Star Wars joke.
They're what? Wait, which one was the Elements of Harmony?
The like the opening first two episodes.
Oh, the Elements of Friendship. Right, yeah.
Yeah, when they do like that walk up to the princess and they all look at each other and does the circle pan out or the circle wipe out.
Right.
That is almost verbatim, a shot for shot to the ending of the first Star Wars film.
Yep, I remember that now.
That's
I
why this
didn't
fandom
catch that at the
exists.
first time. And
Oh,
you see all these different references to things in the fandom anyway.
yeah.
Like you see like the bowling ponies whose names I can never remember.
Oh my god, I didn't get that because I hadn't seen
I
The
saw it
Big
and I saw it. I was
Lebowski.
like, "Oh my
I've
God. Yeah,
never
Big
seen that
Lebowski, that's
movie
the one." And then you get all these
because that
other
is
things.
not a children's film at
That is not a
all.
children's film. No.
Oh my
And then you
god.
get in one of the more recent ones, you have the meme pony.
Yes, the Angry Cat.
Yep, you have the Anchor Cat meme pony.
I mean, it's things like that that make the show transcendent of what it is, and I think that that's good, and that's good that the fandom exists, and that's why I'm proud to be part of this particular fandom. Be-
Because we don't we A don't give a shit.
well, yeah, because it's in support of something good, and that these stories are hitting a chord with people, and I think subconsciously. I don't. Not a lot of people bring this to the forefront. I think subconsciously, one of the big points of the fandom is to drag these things out to the open.
Hmm.
Say this is a good moral code. This is a good structure for our lives. You know, kindness, honesty, generosity, laughter, honest. Oh, I said honesty twice, didn't I?
Loyalty.
Loyalty.
Running out of time.
You know, those are good things to structure your life around, regardless of whether or not you watch a show about candy colored ponies. I think you, as a human being, can agree that those five qualities are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've digressed so hard.
It doesn't matter. We're still talking about the fandom theoretically.
Well, I guess yes.
Um, I guess we can each take a minute to talk about the other fandoms that have how they have changed us. Um, you went first last time, so I'll go first this time.
All right.
I am a furry. I have been a furry for I don't even know how long. I've been a furry for longer than I've known what the word furry meant. Furry for longer than I've known the furry fandom even existed. It was kind of something that I thought I was original in. Once I found out, I was kind of happy, kind of upset. But what the furry fandom did was helped me to expand upon my personal self-image, which has definitely been extremely helpful in getting me out of a shy shell that I'd lived in since longer than I can remember, and I can't remember very far.
Anime did a similar thing to me. Well, once I realized that there were literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people that shared my interests, I was like, "Hey, yeah, now we're talking." And going to conventions at a young age definitely helped me get out of that shell and to meet more people. It was great.
mm,
It was a learning experience to see that there were other people who had skills and craft that were like the artist alley. I always love going to the artist alley at conventions because I am an artist and I like to see what other people are doing and what they're working on and what their artwork looks like. And it's always fun to support other artists like that, even if it is in a very informal setting. But it's all fandoms that I always participate in. I always try to when I was doing the anime things a lot. I cosplayed a lot. I did it for 5 or 6 years, and in the Brony fandom now, I'm doing these videos, and I'm actually doing a good amount of fan art and fanfics and whatnot.
mhm.
So I do like to participate in that kind of stuff. But the it's nice to focus on one fandom at a time.
Right. That's
It's
the whole thing with me and furries is that ever since I've been in the fandom for a long time, as I've said, and kind of got pulled out of it actually, despite the fact that I'm still actively very fluffy on the inside. I will never identify as a furry for probably never again because of the fact that the furry community does have a really bad reputation, and it is most of it is true.
well, yeah. Furries are pegged as these
Sexual deviants.
borderline sexual deviants. Yeah.
So,
Um,
and that's not really what scared me off of the fandom. What scared me off of the fandom were the furries that believed that.
believed what that they are sexual deviants.
That believe and actively purvey is not the right word. That actively perform these these acts of sexual deviancy, and they're crazies basically. So I don't really
Well,
identify as a furry. I'm just fluffy.
see, I've always been of the mindset that like what you do with consenting adults in the privacy of your own home is your own goddamn business.
That's the thing. The crazies in the furry fandom don't do it in their own home.
Yeah, that's when you start turning to think. But every fandom has that. I mean, hell, you've I've seen irrational amounts of like user generated. I want to use the word content for things that should not have such content. No one requested Ben 10 porn.
Right.
No, people didn't sign up for my life as a teenage robot pornography.
They make that?
That's a thing, you know, and it saddens me to the point, but then I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense though, because in any group there are going to be like
The
in the overall
crazies.
yeah in the overall anime world, they all those people basically shuffle over to Naruto.
Anime has a Rule 34 in and of itself.
Anime is yeah, anime is Rule 34.
Yeah, anime is what created Rule 34.
Yes, anime is what created Rule 34. Like always, like, favorite, subscribe, share, reply if you want to.
Yeah.
Leave comments in the comment section, or I think you can like right click on my icon and email me. That works too. Actually, the links to both of our YouTube channels, my alternate YouTube channel, and both of our DAs should be in the description by this point.
somewhere.
somewhere. So yeah, check those out if you want to as well. Um, yeah. So have a nice one. We'll see you next
Have
time.
fun. Yeah, that stuff. See you next time, and yeah.